Healthcare programs should cater to enlightened citizenship, humanitarian values, compassion to all, increased positive self esteem, satisfaction and happiness to clients and caregivers both. Satisfied life is the doorway for consistent health. It educates one to be useful to society, to the nation, and to the world, facing life with courage and compassion, enjoying every moment. Every single person is a possible, valuable contributor to the cause. Many people think that money alone is contribution. Money can be donated, no? But money alone is not the contribution or donation. But ideas, thoughts, suggestions, service, and commitment, all these are very valuable contributions. Such an education is defined as a holistic dialogue, a service and character building for integrated personal and national development, and it is the true learning for value-based education, value-based model education, community health, education through music therapy. All these are attempting to do this only. An integrated curriculum for cost-effective healthcare and social empowerment, human resource development through universal medium of music for peace envisages this. Now, how and why this project originated, we will just think of these things. No, happiness is not just the absence of pain. Health is not merely the absence of disease. Lack of nutritious food and diseases caused by chemicals makes us think of a history and science of food production and grow economy and its status. Why is the fertile country like India unable to meet the food sufficiency and high nutritional status? Why are we not able to do it? Why, with enough monsoon rains, a locality face either water scarcity or floods? How best waterborne diseases can be prevented with water conservation and judicious use of it? How best the indigenous plants, the herbs and foods in the locality can make the food sufficiency and nutritional and health requirement of a nation. Every region has specific types of foods. No? Health cannot be achieved merely by the curative aspect of a costly hospital medicine and drugs. It is drug therapy that you mean, with several known and unknown side effects. A holistic approach with indigenous practices and lifestyles. These geographical regions has some lifestyles, and it is necessary for any nation, not only India, any nation to achieve what it desires in health. Agroeconomy and protection of natural resources so that healthy resource management is possible. In 64-66, the Kothari Commission had introduced social dimensions to objective of education. In 1986, National Education Policy envisaged education that promote national cohesion, scientific temper, independence of mind and spirit, goals of socialism, secularism and democracy, fundamental to all-round development, material and spiritual. National self-reliance can only be attained by such growth. Such a revolutionary socio-political educative initiative needs first a personal education plan, PEP, in relation to a practice development plan, PDP, for integrating healthcare. So we need a personal education plan as well as a practice development plan. Now, what is this PEP, personal education plan? It has got 5 steps: the context, the experience, the reflection, action and evaluation. Like that. Context is the life situation of the learner. Beyond the intellectual grasp, Education has ability of using imagination, feelings, etc., and that makes experience. Thoughtful reconsideration of subject matter or experience, idea, purpose of spontaneous reaction to grasp its significance fully is reflection. Memory, imagination, feelings, cognition are used in it. Action is that which makes the learner decide one's point of reference on which one acts. The interiorized choices become externally manifested in actions. Evaluation of learning by effective feedback make us explore further and find out alternative methods or solutions for the accepted formal current ones. Every teacher, learner, educationist have experience of these steps in their process of education. The evaluation and further growth by re-examination of whatever had happened and reflection on it, leading to improved action as an effective cyclical pattern for high quality healthcare of a nation and continuing professional development of this type and clinical governance agenda. The mechanism of lifelong learning has to be needed. We learn by reflective learning cycles in clinical healthcare practice. So it takes time, definitely. Now, what are the questions that we then ask? One, what we need to know. We define it as the learning objectives. Second, what did we notice? They are the observational data. Terms are like that. Then what have we learned from this? Evaluation of data and experience. That is what we have learned. How will we apply that to our practice? Clinical relevance of application of experience. What we need to do next? Reflective educational audit. So these things we have to do for any reflective learning. This is essential for continuing science for the benefit of society. Therefore, a personal education plan develops only in relation to a practice development plan. And this is within the area of integration of any healthcare development agenda. We need to know the use of other medical and healing practices prevalent in the society and demonstrable by self-assessment. That is the reflective learning cycles. And small group learning within practices is essential as a work-based continuing education. By such interdisciplinary learning, we can assess our own professional limitations and our unlimited potentials by reflective learning cycles. Now, approaches to the National Health Service provision of complementary medicine by Solomon and Vickers, they envisage a client-centered approach. Actually, it should not be a doctor-centered approach. Any healthcare should be a client-centered approach, not a doctor-centered one. Now, the client is the central person. Then just near to them are the informal caretakers, the clinics like that. Then there will be primary and secondary caretakers like that only. The center is always the client. That is the approach. If intelligence is the capacity to adapt challenging situations, then the central nervous system and the immune system has this ability beyond all others. If these supreme exemplars of rapid and subtle adaptation did not tap the other's limitless potential for variation, healing would never take place and we would not survive as a race. That is the importance of our central nervous system and the immune system. This is the words, I am quoting the words from Norman Geschwind 2002. This is a very important point that you have to note. Now, we are living, our body has got, body-mind complex has got the genes, the cells, tissues, organs, everything included. Now, on one side, We have a cultural biosphere, earth, nature, cosmos, all those things. On one side, we have the personal life, our family life, immediate surroundings, our primary groups like schools, etc. Then on the third, the triangular, if you group is a triangle. The third side, there is a community, the different languages, the education that we get, the secondary groups. All these are the entire thing is the Gestalt model of biopsychological medicine. We are in the center of that. So when an environment is polluted and when the food is not clean and if the water is not available or if it is impure, when wastes are not disposed of properly, and when job and education is not available, definitely the community will become unhealthy. Nature and human existence is intertwined, and disturbance of one will disturb the other also. Mere expenditure on drugs and grand multispeciality hospitals alone will not be enough to ensure a nation's health and progress. This is only common sense. Nobody need think much about this. This is only common sense. This is the modern understanding of health and value of integrating healthcare with indigenous methods suitable for each geographical situation. Just it is essential actually. Now, to know about the Indian situation on basic preferences and attitudes of people in Kerala and to formulate an integrative approach with the modifications according to India's needs. A research was undertaken. It was published as a book form in 2008 only. Now, the popularity of complementary therapy is a code message for the demand for more acceptable and effective healthcare, both abroad as well as in India. This understanding is essential for all healthcare professionals. We should not become narrow minded. We have to think for the nation, not for our own benefits. That is a very wide canvas we have to. Now we will think, why integration? Why should it be through music therapy? Now these two questions we will have to discuss.